The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. I think he missed the complete that. He's crazy
stuff. Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard.
The great Mario Andretti once said motor racing is like one big family, ultimately. And when you come back to it, that's really what it feels like. And yes, we are back here, 2016. The break is over. Welcome back to Saturday Night Short Track Racing in America on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel. Tonight, the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modified Series brings you the 2016 Season 1 premiere with the Outlaw 100 from Martinsville Speedway right here in Martinsville, Virginia. Welcome home, everyone. I'm Sean Ambrose, and with me tonight is James Krahula in the control room, twisting and tweaking the dials. The magnificent one, Joe Peak. These amazing camera angles tonight are brought to you by the one and only Dougie Beard. And James, man, lots going on here. New season, new look. Here we are at Martinsville. 100 laps tonight. Tell us all about it, sir.
Well, Sean, you said it. The Bootleg Racing Series, it really does feel like family out here. But Aunt Betty, she got a new haircut that everyone's talking about because there's a lot of changes we have for this upcoming season out here. We head to the paperclip tonight, Martinsville Speedway. No introduction needed here. We got these concrete corners that's going to be real slippery, and we have a very rubbered-in track as well. You'll be able to see coming up that we have a lot of marbles in those corners. We have a lot of rubber buildup, which is great too, but the half-mile long racetrack, 12 degrees in the corners, very flat here. And some of the new things that we have going on for the Bootleg Racing League this year, you said it, it's the Outlaw 100 tonight. We added an extra 25 laps, and that's been playing a big role in the races we've had earlier tonight. If tires mattered before, even more so now.
Yes, sir, they do. And I'll tell you what, we'll talk to someone real quick. Matt Hoos, we're going to grab him real quick here on pit lane. Matt, jumping out of the car real quick to talk with us. Matt, what's it like out there on the track? What do you think about the extra 25 laps and how that's going to affect your race tonight?
Well, judging by the super late model race we just got done with, we lost a full second from start to finish in that race. So tire wear is going to be a factor, and you're going to have to watch that. But these cars are hooked up quite a bit better than the Supers were, so it's going to be kind of up in the air, but I think it'll be a good race because they are stuck to the track today.
Have you experimented much with the marbles? I know we're starting out in practice here with the 85% track state. You found yourself up there, and if you have, what does it feel like?
There's nothing there. When you get up into those marbles, you might as well just hang on because you're going to most likely be up into the wall. I did find that out, so that was done during practice, kind of intentionally, just to see what's going to happen.
All right, well, sounds like you got a pretty good handle on it. You got a good race car to get to the finish tonight. Hope we get a chance to maybe talk to you again here in Victory Lane before this is over. Have a good one. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Hopefully we'll see you in a little while.
All right, buddy. That was Matt Hoos. James, why don't you tell us a little bit about the series here as we get ready to get started?
Well, for those that are new to the Bootleg Racing League and the Outlaw Modified Series, it definitely gives you that short track feel that you're used to seeing out at your local short track here every single week. And one of the things is we do move up to 100 laps, so these guys are going to be going out there, and these laps are going to count a lot more, especially when those tires really start to wear towards the end. But tonight we will be gridding by iRating. But for the rest of the season, the top 10 will be inverted from the previous race. So if you win the next race, you'll be starting in 10th for the next race. And 10th, you get to move all the way up to the pole. So being in that top 10 is going to be very important when you're moving forward. We are fixed setups out here. 17 gallons, 17.7 gallons out here, a little bit more fuel than we have seen in the past out here. These cars will be a little bit heavier. But we do have double file restarts as well. They do have a wave five. Now this will be controlled by the admins. This is something that the sim will not take care of. You need to be the first car one lap down, and you need to have not caused that caution in order to get that wave around. And here's my personal favorite: no tire changes allowed. So you got to run all 100 laps on the same set of tires. And if you do come in, which I talked about this with you in pre-race, Sean, I think there's some interesting strategies that we played with this. But if you do, if the car does go up on the jack and you get some new tires, you will have to do a stop and go penalty in the next race, which would be absolutely devastating on these short tracks. But you do have one faster pair, and something that they're also doing as well, they're adding in a higher track starting state. So when we start this race tonight, we'll have 95% rubber in going into the track, so those marbles you see out there are going to become even more prevalent.
Yeah, and Matt said he experimented with it and then told us what the ending result of that was. So, yeah, they'll be looking to stay away from that higher line in the gray up there in the marbles. That will not be the place to be. Lots going on. You know, we talked about them racing already tonight. Let's talk about how it ended up last season. Donnie Moore, your champion. 3 big wins, average start at 7th and average finish at 4th. Finishes with 123 points last season. 9 points ahead of Philip Temples, who was 2nd in the championship, and Ryan Edwards-Kiss, 104 points in 3rd. Here's something they all had in common: 3 wins, 3, 3, and 3. 11 races in this championship hunt, and they owned 9 of them. So we'll see what they have to bring here to season 1 in 2016. Ryan Edwards-Kiss is here, Philip Temples is here, and Donnie Moore is definitely here. So they are back to defend. Oh, you know what? I'm looking. I don't see Philip Temples yet. Hasn't made it in. We'll see here before long if he makes it. Did know he would be back to defend, but we'll see as we get ready to get started. Some changes to the points ladder too, James. They had to mix things up a little bit to try and spread it out a little bit more and make sure we didn't wind up with any ties deeper in the field. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so your winner will now be receiving 14 points for the win, and we're going to drop down 1 point for second to 13 points, 12 for third, 11 points for fourth, and 10 points for fifth. We keep following that trend all the way down to 12th and 13th, where we will be getting 4 points. Same thing with 11, 14 through 16, 3 points, and then the rest of the field, 17th through 20th will receive 2 points and 1 point if we have over a 20-car field out there. So a lot more points up for grabs this season as well. So it'll definitely make it a higher finish be a lot more important than it has been in seasons past.
Man, they do so much racing here in the Bootleg Racing League. 4 different series right now actively going, and no, I'm sorry, I'm corrected, 5. I forgot to make the big announcement. The Copperline Legends series started this past...
my favorite.
Yeah, this past Tuesday night, and they run 2 20-lap races, start at 7:20 Eastern Standard Time. Catch them and watch them through iRacing if you're a member, and you can go in and spectate those races. But they ran the traditional Legend track, I believe it was in Charlotte. And then they also run the White Lightning Limited Late Model Series at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Those guys are running 100 laps now. They ran Martinsville and had a good time getting around there tonight. The Whiskey Run Truck Series kicked things off at 7 o'clock. They ran 50 laps, and in the Whiskey Run Truck Series, Michael Allen, newcomer, leads all 50 laps, puts it on the field. Lowell Jewell with a good run finishes second. Matt Hoos in third. So Hoos with some good time on this track tonight, looking to get out there and keep the pedal to the metal and keep that good juju going. And then the Crooked Still late models ran right after the trucks. They ran 100 laps, and our SK Modified defending champion, Donnie Moore, won that race, led 65 laps. Vern Bradley had a little bit of hard luck. He had led 35, but winds up 8th in that race. Ryan Nuss second, and Mike Holloway finishes third. So lots of racing already, a lot of miles put in here at Martinsville for most of these guys tonight. And as we wind up with just less than 3 minutes left to go in practice, Christopher Hensley is atop the practice charts right now with a 19.343. Matt Hoos right behind him with a 3.46. Some really hot times, less than 20 seconds around this track, James. And brother, that is fast. 100 laps will probably click off before we even get started.
Yeah, but 100 very hard laps. This track is very tough on the driver. Even in the sim, you get it done at Martinsville and you're just tired. You got sweat pouring off you. And these guys, for some of them, it's their third race of the night. So hopefully fatigue doesn't set in for these guys tonight. But Martinsville is always is a fan favorite. It's a personal favorite of mine as well. And I'm really looking forward to kicking off the season here at this great facility and this league. I'm really excited to be back for one more season. They put on such great racing. It's always so competitive too. As you mentioned, the top three, when it taken home 9 of the 11 races, and 4th place, he had the other 2. So it was a very strong season by the tops in points last night. So, but it's a new season, so that means it is anyone's game. We saw Brian Neff. He was definitely a person that has proved that he can be fast as well. And then we also have Ronald Henry. He's a person that's shown a lot of speed as well. Can he put it together this season? A lot of really great stories out here. The newcomer Ryan Edwards-Kiss had a great showing in his inaugural season last year. He's back for another season. I think that he's going to be a big title contender as well.
Yeah, I think he could definitely be one to watch. He's 5th in practice right now. I'll tell you what, Ryan Nuss probably looking to rebound from a somewhat disappointing season for him. Right now, not at the top of the chart in the practice times, but I got a feeling Nuss has got another run in him this season. We'll have to watch out for Nuss. But Neff is, you talked about him, definitely disappointing results for him last season. I know he wants to rebound. We've talked about it. He wasn't happy. I think he's having some video card issues, though, right now, so I don't know if that's all going to come together for him tonight. We'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully he can make the whole race and make it clean. But I know he had a little bit of trouble in the last race because of that. So we'll keep an eye on Neff and hope he can make it this from green flag to checker without any problems. But right now, we're getting ready to call off the grid here in just a few seconds. Who's your early pick here tonight, James?
Well, I know that this is the least favorite part of the broadcast for everyone racing in the Bootleg Racing League because I have commentated cursed these guys more than anyone that that has been a part of this league. But I gotta go with I'm gonna go for the long shot tonight. Ernie Brown is up there fast in practice. I'm looking for that Frankenstein machine to have a good showing here tonight.
Ooh, Ernie will be happy to hear that. You know, man, I've been thinking about this a lot. You know, Lowell was pretty hot in that last race. Lowell is gonna be a dark horse. I'm gonna ride the dark horse. Give me the double nickel tonight, baby. I'll take Lowell all the way. And while we're talking about it, let's go ahead and get right to that grid as everybody gets ready to get lined up now. Got it on screen for you. There's Matt Hoos, your pole sitter. We talked to him here before we got started. Matt has got the pole at number 21. Donnie Moore is going to start right outside of him. Your season champion for 2015, Donnie, in second to number 26. Ryan Nuss will start third inside of row 2. Brad Speidel, the number 76 on the outside. And there he is, Lowell Jewell, the number 55, will start 5th on the inside. That's probably where you want to be, Lowell. Christopher Hensley will start outside of him in a number 63. James, take it away.
And we got Vernon Bradley in the 14, going to be starting in 7th place tonight. Ryan Neff, past champion here in the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modified Series. He will be starting in 8th place tonight. Ryan Edwards-Kiss, he was hot last season. It's his first year on the circuit. He'll be starting in 9th tonight. And Tim Knott in the 41 will be starting in 10th. Ralph Connor Jr. in at 58. He'll be starting to race in 11th. Mike Holloway in the 4 will be starting in 12th. And Ernie Brown, he's got a long way to go. He'll be riding shotgun on the field, but he'll be starting 13th tonight. And look for him to make his way up towards the front.
Oh, I'm so excited right now. This is my favorite part, man. This last pace lap. Getting it all ready. Everybody's tightening up the belts. They're settling in, getting ready for 100 laps. I think there was only one caution flag in that last race. Don't be surprised if we go green to checker in this one. And as we get set, the great Matt Hoos in the Reds machine, the number 21, the pace car is in. He's going to get us started in the middle of the turn. Matt Hoos, Don Moore up on the outside. Matt's on the trigger. There he goes. Across the start-finish line, Matt Hoos is your leader. Donnie Moore still up on the outside, stuck up there right now. Does he have a little bit of room to get in? Yes, he does. Gets right up on the bumper, goes straight to the inside, and backs off a little bit, getting into the turn. Matt Hoos breaking away, James.
Yeah, and I saw Lowell Jewell have a bad start there. He got that curb there going in turns 1 and 2. That curb around there at the bottom of this racetrack, it'll really upset that car. And that's something you don't want to have. You only have 2 good lines of racing. We have Vernon Bradley and Brian Neff around. Yep, and run 1 and 2. I think we're staying green right now.
Yes, we are.
I don't see a yellow.
Yep, that was Vernon Bradley and Brian Neff, who both were given EOLs to start the race. They managed to get back under power in the racing line. No yellow flag. Matt Hoos, still your leader. Lowell Jewell sitting back there in 5th, right where he started. Ryan Kiss behind him. Brad Spottle up to 4th. Ryan Nuss in 3rd. And Donnie Moore holds on to 2nd. But Matt Hoos breaking away again. Oh, he's coming up quick on Christopher Hensley. Hensley already at risk of losing here a lap down. They'd be set up for the first wave around should we get a yellow flag. Matt Hoos in control. Donnie Moore still trying to make a run on him. Making up just a little bit of ground there, James. Just a little bit every lap. He's starting to close it in a little bit.
Yeah, but I tell you what, we have 100 laps to run here tonight, and the people that I'm really liking right now is that 55 of Lowell Jewell, your pick for tonight, and Ryan Edwards-Kiss. We see them just kind of biding their time. They really weren't too aggressive on that start. They want to be there towards the end of this race, and I think they're saving their stuff right now and driving smart.
Yeah, I think some of the strategies out here you will see is tire conservation on lap 1, and we're already at lap 6. And it seems like right now the freight train is the one you want to be in because everybody nose to tail as we get around. Hensley actually doing a pretty good job of keeping Hoos behind him. Hoos not pressing too hard to get around, so we'll see. Hensley may be able to actually pull away a little bit. He's awful smooth. Don't see any damage on the car. He just spun, maybe scuffed off the tires a bit, but the car itself looks pretty clean, so I think he's in good shape. He should be able to stay up to speed. So far, he's doing it. Matt Hoos trailing him. But Matt, your leader, 8 laps now, and Donnie Moore still chasing things pretty much as we started. Not a lot of movement through the field.
Brian Ness is going to be making a move here on Brad Spidle going into turn 1. Brad Spile's going to give him plenty of room. Stay out of those marbles there, Brad. He's going to be able to get through there, but Lowell Jewell's going to try and follow through. I don't think that. I think Brad Spile's going to shut the door on him now. Now Lowell's still working on it. I think that he's going to try and make that move there on the 76 as well. He's got a good line going into turn 1. I think that Lowell Jewell will be able to pass it off here going into this turn. Yeah, Ryan Edwards-Kiss coming with.
Yeah, and Brad up there with those right tires, up there in those marbles. That car not handling too well up there, and he's stuck. He's got nowhere to go right now. Ryan Edwards-Kiss gets under him, pulls it off. He slips it in there right in front of Tim Knott, and Brad Spottle gets back in line.
Man, those marbles, we saw that Brad Spottle, he got a little bit of those marbles on that first time when he got moved on the outside of there being passed by Ryan Nuss. And that got his car upset. Those marbles don't just go away as soon as you get out of them. You have a lot. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, James. Donnie Moore setting him up. He's closed it now. Matt's driving out of his mirror. Donnie has picked up that space, and he is starting to attack.
Yeah, you'll see Martinsville is one of those places that you need to be very careful trying to make your pass, or you need to be a little bit rough and use that chrome bumper that you have up there. And that's not just an expression. We actually have exactly that here, and these guys aren't afraid to use it as well when it comes down towards the end of the race.
Yes, sir. That chrome horn will come into play tonight, I'm sure, once or twice before this thing is over. We always see it in the SK Modifieds, and yeah, that thing is not soft. Trust me. Checking in with Brian Neff here. We're actually looking out the back window at Matt Hoos right now. Again, just see how smooth he is every lap as he gets into one right here. Perfect line every lap. Just down there on the yellow line, powers off the turn, down the back straight, and then dives it back in nice and gently there. Yeah, really nice run going on for Hoos right now. Again, everybody behind him looks pretty settled, pretty patient. Early days in this race, still have 85 laps to go. That is a long time, but they are turning great laps right now. Just over 19 seconds out here, and man, that is, again, that's just a really quick lap around. 12 degrees of banking, just really giving them off to that flat. 0 degrees down the straightaways. Gives them such a nice run off the turn to power down those straights. Really love watching the modifieds here. Really, this track was built for modified racing. I know they love their cup cars here, but really it was built for modified racing for the very early days of it. And man, this is just really one of the best cars to watch on it, James.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm just watching right now. Lil Jules giving that 13 with the Your logo here there on the front hood of that number 13 of Ryan Nuss. A little different paint scheme than we're used to seeing him. But Lil Jewel has been working on Brian here for the last few laps, and I think that he's going to be able to set him up here in the next few laps. I think Lil's a little bit faster than Ryan right now.
Yeah, Lil really dialed in here at Martinsville. You know, he's run everyone here. He ran the late models Tuesday night, ran the trucks, ran the late models tonight. So, yeah, Lil definitely knows his way around. He's showing it right now. Good power out of that 55 machine, but I tell you what, he's got to get around Nuss. That's not going to be an easy thing to do. The crash impact machine of Ryan Tron Nuss.
Oh,
pretty hot. He's making a move.
There he goes.
There he goes to the inside. Yep, pulling it off.
Yeah, textbook Martinsville right there. You just need to get that run off the corner and then dive bomb him going into the next turn. You make that pass happen as we see Donnie Moore up there having a hard time getting it down. Is he going to be able to get down in front of... Oh!
Yeah, Donnie almost lost it right there. It got so loose. Caught it just a bit of the marls.
Well, Jules going to stick his nose in there. Now he's going to be freight training here on the outside. That outside is not the place where you want to be. We saw what it did to Brad Spidle earlier as he lost 4 positions.
And there goes Donnie Moore falling back, man. Just got caught up there. Well, we definitely know where the place to be is here tonight. The bottom line, just with this track state at 95%, you just don't want to risk getting those right side tires up anywhere near those marls, James.
No, and that's pretty much just covering the track with snot. It's slick out there. These cars are having a hard time getting hooked up. As we saw with Donnie Moore there, having a hard time getting traction there off the corner, especially in that outside lane. And that's what these guys are seeing. Even though there's a lot of rubber down, it's wearing out these tires, and they're searching for grip right now, and it's not going to get better.
No, sir, it's not. So we talk about that conserve mode. Right now, Hoos looking pretty good up there in front. It's led this thing from the drop of the checkered flag. Ryan Nuss up to second. Lowell Jules started in 5th, up to 3rd. Looking pretty. Starting to feel pretty good about that pick. Chris Hensley still doing a good job of keeping that space up there. Pretty good job. He's actually pulling away just a bit. So that is good for Christopher Hensley. That will pay off dividends for him if he can stay on the lead lap and a yellow flag comes out. He's in good shape.
Yeah, as we're looking back a little bit through the field right now, we did see Brad Spidle from his problems earlier, getting there in those marbles, losing a couple positions, but we do see Mike Holloway that's moved his way up to 7th place. He started 12th. Right behind him is Tim Knott, also moved up a couple positions as well, and Ernie Brown working his way up there. He's currently up in the 9th, started 13th. We do see Ralph Connor Jr. there hanging out in 10th. Vern Bradley and Brian Neff after their incident there on the first lap. And then Christopher Hensley about to be going a lap down here before too long.
Well, I know our good friend Bill Soupzon has problems with his rods and cones. Apparently, I have trouble with my flags. So I think we have a green one, a yellow one, a red one, a checkered one, a blue one with a yellow or an orange stripe through it. That means move over. Yeah, something. Okay, so yeah, I've got my flags down. There we go. All right, so we go back to the leader of the race. Well, actually on board with Christopher Hensley, looking at him. He got Matt Hoos behind him, but well off in his mirror. Matt's still in control right now. The Red's number 21. The guy to beat right now, and he's got a freight train coming just behind him. Those boys are starting to get maybe just a little impatient. We've got 30 laps coming up here on the board, and it's not quite go time yet, but I could definitely see if you've been in the seat now for 30 laps, maybe you want to race a little bit now. You feel a little bit of racy, and we're seeing it happen right here on screen. Yep.
Ryan Edwards Kiss, he's going to try and make that move there on Lowell Jewell. He's going to go around, but we have the top 5 within a second. That is...
Kiss is loose, and he's around into the wall. Ryan Edwards Kiss is into the wall, and the yellow flag is out. Oh, brother. What a spin and a hit.
I think Ryan Edwards Kiss is going to be able to get back to the pit road. They'll get that fast repair. You are allowed 1 here in this series, but that motor's gone right now. That was a big impact for him.
Ooh, that car hit hard and then just whipped around. Man, if he's in a motion sim, that had to smart, man. I got to tell you, that was a hard hit.
Yeah, and fighting for traction there off the corner. We just saw him get the car a little bit upset and then trying to save it. This gets a little bit loose, but I tell you who was really happy to see that is number 63 of Chris Hensley, as he was very close to going a lap down. He's going to go catch you back up with the rest of the field.
Yeah, and he's not going to need that wave around. So, yeah, good for Chris there. That worked out really, really well for him. But, man, look at the replay again, and I think maybe there might have been just a little bit of contact with Jewell there. Maybe not. Oh, hard to say from that angle. But, yeah, he got loose, and, man, you see that car hit. It was hard, and Donnie Moore does a great job of avoiding getting collected in that. I think he might have tapped him just a little bit, but the car is in good shape, and Donnie is still a contender in this race. But here we are, 34 laps. Matt Hoos is your leader. Ryan Nuss in second. Lowell Jewell up to third. Donnie Moore still hanging in there. He's in fourth. Brad Speidel in fifth right now. Mike Holloway in sixth. Ernie Brown, your pick there, he's in seventh. He started 13th, so he's moving up through. Tim Knott there in 8th, Ralph Connor Jr. in 9th, Vern Bradley in 10th, Brian Neff still trying to make his way up. He's working on it. Sitting there in 11th, Christopher Hensley settles in 12th, and Ryan Edwards Kiss will fall to 13th with a fresh machine, James.
That's right, and that's the one thing is you can get a new car, but you can't get new tires, so he's still going to have the same tires on that vehicle when he goes back out here. But as we've been watching as the guys double up here, I believe that we got the one to go this time by. But the times have not been dropping off as much as we were thinking, so they're running pretty competitive with how they did at the beginning of the race, 35 laps in, as the pace car is off, so we're going to go back to green.
Who's leading him down? Nuss on the outside, Lowell Jewell right there in the bumper.
Oh, that was ugly.
Yeah. Nice start there. Nuss had to think better of it and get out of the pedal.
There you go. 41. Tim Knott's around. I saw Vern Bradley get sideways, and Christopher Hensley is going to be involved in that one too.
And the yellow was out. The yellow's finally out for that. We're looking at it on the replay. A little trouble on the restart here as they come down and get into one. Tim Knott stuck up all the way. It looked like netcode, man. I didn't see any contact. Those Nerf bars got awful close, but I didn't see any contact. Looked like there was space in between. Maybe we'll get a better
there's a car
here.
upside down on the backstretch right now.
Watching the replay here, we'll see. Was there any contact? Hard to see from that angle, actually. Might have been a little bit of Nerf to Nerf there, and doesn't work out well. And we'll look at it from the blimp. Maybe we can see the contact if it's there. But like I said, from that very first angle, it looked like a bit of net code. We'll explain that here in a second to our viewers who might not be familiar. You're looking at him from above. Boy, it was just awful close racing right in there.
And if you're able to stay on Tim Knott and showing him driving away from the scene, his suspension was very screwed up, and he hit that wall, and it just sent him flipping. He did a kick flip there on the back stretch, and he had to take a tow back to the pit road. His car was, as you see him trying to turn around right here, that suspension's real screwed up, can't do that 180 quite a bit, and then we'll see him driving off here, and it gets a little bit worse, yeah. So we see him going into turn 1. You see him crab walking there.
Yeah. Those tires just caught the bottom of the wall and walked right up it, and the momentum just carried it right over in his lid.
I'm sure that's not what the field wants to see coming off of turn 2.
What a great shot by our director there. Thanks for catching that, Joe. So you get everything here in the Outlaw Modified Series. Yeah, you get all kinds of action. Great wrecks. Everybody on their lid. Maybe not everybody, but every now and then we'll see them on their lid. Great races so far. A little tough restart there, but that's okay. We're about to get back to it. They're going to line up side by side. All right, we're going around one last time, getting ready to restart lap 40.
But I just want to give a good congratulations to Tim Knott. He is the first official car we've had on our lid here in the 2016 season. Congratulations, Tim. We see that often here in the Bootleg Racing League, but we're going back here. The pace car is in.
And Matt Hoos is going to lead him down once again. Nuss going to try and he does it again. Nuss going fast. He's going to have to watch out. He's going to cost himself a black flag right there. But Hoos able to get away. Nuss able to get out of it just in time to avoid passing the leader. And that's going to be fun to watch every time they restart, as long as it stays 1-2. Hoos and Nuss. Lowell Jewell right on the tail of Nuss and does not make any contact with him, able to just keep that car right in there. And oh man, Lowell is on him. The binder's really hard.
On the bumper.
Showing him a little love with the chrome horn right there.
Tell you what, that's the second restart in a row. We've seen games between Matt Hoos and Ryan Nuss. These guys, Ryan Nuss wants to get that jump, and Matt Hoos is not letting them have it. And that's caused absolute mayhem here in the restarts, but we do stay cream this time, but it was not pretty going into turn 1.
You know, I think Donnie Moore is just convinced that he is going to win this race up top. And the contact between him and Nuss right there. And Mike Holloway gets a piece of it. Little tank slapper there by Holloway. Ernie Brown gets a little bit of contact with the rear end of Brad Speidel. Man, it's all breaking loose all throughout the field right now.
Yeah, we see a little bit of contact there right behind with Brian Neff and I believe that was Ryan Edwards' Kiss. Everyone stays straight though, but we're seeing a little bit more contact as this race is going on.
Well, I'll tell you what, at this race, at this pace, what we've seen out here so far, it's anybody's race. I'm sorry, Hoos cannot feel comfortable up there in the lead at this moment, because with the action that's going on behind him, a great potential for more yellow flags before this race is over. They've run a really good one so far. Don't get me wrong, but boy, some of these guys are looking pretty racy and getting a little impatient. We're almost at the halfway point. Holloway making a move on Brad Speidel. Watching that right now. Sticking her down on the inside. Speidel caught up top. We talked about that track up there and those marbles. You got to stay out of them. Speidel doing all he can to hang on, but Holloway making a really good run down on the inside. He's got some help from behind.
Oh, and here comes my pick, Ernie Brown in the crank inside machine, making that move there on Brad Speidel. He's going to start working here on the 4 of Mike Holloway. Quiet night here for Ernie Brown so far, but he's now up in the 6th place, slowly making his way forward.
Yeah, Ernie finally starting to have a good run. Guess who's in the picture? There he is. That would be Brian Neff. Has got himself up to 8th place. Now, he was hanging around there in the back, but he's starting to race now. Ryan Edwards' Kiss is falling back as Neff starts to make his move on Ernie Brown. Ernie not working quite as hard to get to Holloway now. He's got Neff in his mirror, and he's got just a mirror full of them. Neff is filling it up right now, trying to find a way. Ernie doesn't quite keep it all the way down there. Will he leave the door open for Neff? We'll see. Going
I tell you
into
what,
3.
big battle for the lead going on right now. Ooh, three-way battle as Lowell Jules going to get in the back of Ryan Nuss as he's trying to make a pass on Matt Hoos. We had the top 4 here, again, under a second here, and Ernie Brown's not far behind them either. This is turning out to be quite a race so far. It almost looks like Talladega, and we're on the shortest track that these guys, one of the shorter tracks here on Saturday night.
Nuss gets a piece of the wall coming out of 4. Lowell Jewell was there, avoided the contact with him, and actually almost was able to get under him. But Nuss gets a piece of the wall and does a little bit of damage on that right side. Just when Hoos was starting to feel the pressure. Hoos was starting to, I talked about it several laps ago, Hoos would start to feel the pressure. I think that's Brad Spottle I see in the pits as they just passed by. We're on board with Jewell now, looking at the crash impact machine of Ryan Nuss. And pretty good pace up front, but they did lose a little bit of ground.
Oh, here comes Brian Neff. He's going to try and make a move here. Oh, contact. Mike Holloway's around.
Holloway, oh, man, and Neff just misses Holloway. The yellow flag is out.
I saw that one developing there. We saw, I believe, Brian Neff is trying to make that move on Ernie Brown, and Ernie Brown had to drive it in deep to try and stay in front. Just makes that contact here with Mike Holloway as we see on the replay. Brian Neff goes down to make that room. Ernie Brown was not having it, and there was Mike Holloway, the innocent victim in that one.
Yeah, well, Ernie, it looked like Ernie drove it in a little bit hard because he had a mirror full of Neff, man, and drove it in maybe just a little bit too hard, and that car started to drift up the track just a little bit. Gets a small piece of Holloway and sends him around. Doesn't look like too much damage on the Holloway machine. Brian Edwards Kiss with a pretty good view right here. We look over his breather, out the front window. Ooh, nice job right there by Ryan Edwards Kiss. Boy, that's a mouthful. Nice job by Ryan there, getting around that incident and avoiding contact. Nice save for the number 20 Home Depot machine.
Yeah, and man, we're starting to see some aggressive moves. I think that the tires are starting to fall off just a little bit more. As we saw at the beginning of the race, these guys were running around the 19s. Towards the end of that last run, they've definitely lost around half a second towards the end of that. So the tires are starting to give up here a little bit, and this is where things are really going to start getting interesting. And this restart as well. We have the 21, the 13. They've been playing games with each other for the last 2 restarts. Let's see if that continues.
Yes, we will, definitely. And right now, we'll look at the top 5. We've got Matt Hoos in first, Ryan Nuss second, Lowell Jewell sitting there still in third, Donnie Moore still in fourth, Ernie Brown up to 5th. We're watching that battle between him and Brian Neff. That'll heat up again. I'm sure Neff's going to look to try and get the jump on him, see if he can maybe get that spot away. He'll have a lot of work to do it from the outside. We're seeing tonight that the outside is certainly not the preferred line. Really hard to pick up any position there. In fact, if you get caught up there, you talked about the comparisons to Talladega earlier, just like getting left on the outside. That's the same condition here. Looks like Tim Knott getting the wave around. He's 3 laps down, so he's going to get 1 lap back to go 2 laps down. But Brad Spidle will now be 5 laps down. He had trouble. I think we missed it. I saw him in the pits, and I'm looking to see if Brad is still in the pit lane. Don't think that car is going to be coming back out. Must have gotten tires accidentally or something. I'm thinking maybe that's what might have happened to the Good Time Ice machine tonight. He might have come in and that went up on jacks, and he probably just decided to keep it on the pit lane and not get that penalty. So for next week, leave him a fighting chance to get some good points then. But here we go, James. We're getting ready to get restarted. The Ford Mustang pace car coming around. They're lined up side by side. Your leader, Matt Hoos, holding on there. The Ford Mustang pace car dives in turn 3 on pit road. Matt Hoos leading him down. Ryan Nuss looking to make the move. And there he goes. Hoos is off. Starts it just a little bit earlier right there. Gets a little better start. Nuss stuck up on the outside. Here comes Lowell Jewell up to second.
Oh yeah,
got
and
that
that's
second
not where you want to be. That's not where you want to be, and that was a bad restart. And now we're going to see the train go by Ryan Nuss. Let's see if he's able to get down to that bottom. But Brian Neff is there. I don't think that he's going to allow him to get in. Oh, he's going to slam the door, go down to the bottom, and sneak in there.
He certainly did. Ernie Brown in the grass back there. Did he save it?
Yes, he did. Wow.
Oh, Ernie had
Great
two
save.
wheels in the grass. Oh, what a great camera shot right there. I love seeing him come into the turn like that. Check that replay real quick. We'll see what happens to Ernie. There he is on the inside back there. You see the Frankenstein on the hood. Gets in, takes a trip through the grass, gets up. Oh, Chris Hensley does a really good job of avoiding him. Maybe just a slight bit of contact, but what a great job by both of those guys to avoid bringing out another yellow flag. 63 laps in the books. Matt Hoos is your leader. Lowell Jewell tracking, baby. Lowell up to second, looking pretty. Donnie Moore trying to get to Lowell, but the battle is on. Lowell Jewell looking to take it from Matt Hoos. Hoos been awful strong, though. He's led every lap, James.
Yeah, but he has not led every lap by much. These guys have not given him a very empty mirror tonight. And as we see, Lowell Jewell now is going to be the person that's going to try and make that 21 sweat a little bit, as he's going to be right there on his bumper, working his way up there. But as you said, 64 laps in, which we'd be getting close down to crunch time, but we're just a little past halfway now. But so plenty of time for that 55 to get up there and make that 21 nervous. We'll see how that's going to be going. But while Matt's been leading a lot, he's not been alone.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Reds' hard ale machine has been hot tonight, but man, Lowell Jewell is coming, looking for a win here in the Edge Concepts, number 55. Lowell really hungry to get a win. He has now made his way to the rear bumper of Matt Hoos and is challenging. We're riding on board with him now. Lowell getting in there really good. That car is... Lowell's done a really good job with the tires so far. I'm not seeing any handling problems. Just really nice line every lap. Right down to the yellow line, smooth off. Car doesn't look loose at all. Looks totally under control. Now the problem is Matt Hoos looks totally under control too. So both of these guys driving really hard, and neither of these cars are showing any give up yet. So good racing to come, because I guarantee you at some point they're gonna start to handle a little bit funny. They're gonna get angry. Trust me.
Yeah, but as you said, a great race going on for Lowell Jewell here so far. But Donnie Moore is still definitely there in the situation. Oh, Vern Bradley got in there real deep into turn 3, smoking those rear tires as he keeps everything straight. But the Ryan Nuss and Donnie Moore, they're not going anywhere. As we see Brian F starting to sneak into the picture now. He's right there behind Ryan Nuss, and he's going to slowly try and start working on that 13 machine and see if he can make up those spots. He's been turning it on here really good here in the last part of the race, which is when you want to be good. They only pay to win that last lap.
Well, the Winn-Dixie 60 is back, bigger, badder, stronger than ever. Back for 2016 and on a mission to get a win this season and maybe fight for another championship. Certainly putting down some good laps tonight in an effort to do that. He is in the hunt, sitting in 5th place right now. We're watching Neff try to get that move on Nuss. Can't quite pull it off yet. Brother, it's getting time to go. Not a lot of time left in this. Now, we would be approaching the finish of this race right now, but here come those extra 25 laps that we've been talking about all night. We'll see how this develops. I think you're going to see some cars start to maybe get a little bit out of shape. It's going to depend on how hard some of these guys have been driving. Some of these gentlemen that have had incidents, had to lock them up a little bit. Trust me, those tires are going to start to fall off, James, and will do funny things. So
Brian Neff gets a little bit of the wall there off of turn 4. What wasn't too much, but enough to upset the car a little bit. But he still looks like he's going strong. The tires look straight, and he's going to continue working on Ryan Nuss.
yeah, those two have been battling for
a little bit of a bumper.
Yeah,
starting to get festive. Now here comes Christopher
Hensley.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's a great little three-way battle going on right here.
Neff left just a little bit of the door open when that car got a little bit loose right there. Neff almost got that thing around. He's got Vern Bradley right on his bumper. And Neff up on the bumper of Hensley. Ooh, the chrome horn is out. 24 laps to go. And, man, they're getting nervous here on Saturday night at Martinsville, Virginia, running in the daytime. Most of the races here, well, on Saturday nights will be exactly that, night races. But here at Martinsville, they don't have a night configuration. So we'll run during the day, under the sun, here on Saturday night. Looked like
That's
somebody
Donnie.
ran.
That's Donnie Moore. Yeah, he's been having connection issues. He's going to pull it into the pit. So he's going to stay low. Oh, contact with Ernie Brown.
Oh, that's not good. Ooh, tough
Yellow
break there. Ernie was around.
It continues into 2016. I'm sorry, Ernie. I put the curse on you tonight.
Yeah, we're watching the replay right now and looking at Ernie Brown there. Oh, and you know what? Yeah, Donnie was down there on the inside, and Ernie looked like he kind of turned down just a little bit, and Donnie kind of went the other way, and that was just the wrong place at the wrong time. Tough break for Ernie Brown.
Yeah, I feel I saw that developing. Donnie Moore was having connection issues, and so what he was doing was he was trying to pull down out of the way to let those guys by so he doesn't cause an accident, and just wasn't did not estimate how many cars were coming down, and just had a little bit of contact to getting into the 8. So I thought he was coming into the pits there, and I'm sure that Ernie Brown also thought the same thing, as that car was really having some problems there. So definitely just a bad luck there towards the end of this race.
Well, you know, the big loser in this is Lowell Jewell. If you ask me, Lowell was having a really good run there, and he's going to have to start on the outside. That's going to be really tricky. Not a lot of time left in this race. We're going to restart with less than 20 laps to go, and Lowell is going to really need a break up there up top to get back in under or get around our leader, Matt Hoos, in that first or second lap after the drop of the green flag. So, going to be a tough proposition. He's going to have Nuss right down there below to battle with. And no treat, Christopher Hensley and Brian Neff also in that mix. So, a lot going to be going on around Lowell Jewell when we get ready to get restarted. Going to have a couple more pace laps here. They're not quite ready to line them back up. But Tim Knott did get another wave around. That still leaves him, he's getting that wave around now, I believe. There he goes. He's stepping out, taking a wave around. That will now put him a lap down. So the best Tim can hope for is another caution flag and another chance to get back on the lead lap. But right now, as we get ready to get restarted, Matt Hoos still your leader. Lowell Jewell second. Ryan Nuss sitting in third. Chris Hensley in fourth. Brian Neff fifth. Vern Bradley up to sixth. Ryan Edwards-Kiss in seventh. Holloway in eighth. Ralph Connor Jr. in ninth. And Ernie Brown back to 10th after that spin.
Yeah, as the cars double up here, Lowell Jewell trying to get those tires warmed up. We see that they have gotten rid of a little bit of those marbles there in that outside line. You can't move them around there. But as they're trying to get ready for this restart, on the outside's not where you want to be, but hopefully Lowell Jewell's able to get a good restart here on Matt Hoos and try and get down to that inside and start working on him again.
And here we go. Matt's going to lead him around. He gets on an
great
early
restart.
Yeah,
Great restart by Lowell.
Great job by Lowell. Side by side with him across the line. Lowell looking pretty good right there. Oh, yeah. Come on, Lowell. There you go, buddy. Yeah, he gets a good run off of turn 2.
That's how you do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Able to get down back to the inside. Leaves Nuss behind him. And Christopher Hensley. But Hoos starting to open it up just a hair right there. And you know what? You saw that with Lowell Jewell. Looked like those tires may be wearing out just a bit. Car slid up the track. Oh,
3 wide.
Yeah, sliding up the track was Ryan Nuss. Got into Christopher Hensley.
As Ryan Nuss was a little bit slow off of turn 4 too. We see Ryan Edwards-Kiss recovering. He's up to 4th. Oh, Ryan Nuss contact Vern Bradley in the inside wall hard.
And Nuss goes all the way from third back into an accident. On the replay, he was dropping like a rock. You see him back there. You saw Christopher Hensley diving, trying to avoid. He's right there on the bumper of Ryan Edwards' Kiss, and Nuss gets in the wall, bounces off, collects Vern Bradley. Hard hit for both of those guys. Vern had no idea that was coming. We'll watch him battle right here on that just really tight racing. You see Hensley up there on the outside, Ryan Nuss on the inside in that little pack. There's Brian Neff just behind. Neff on the inside. He gets under Nuss. Hensley puts it in the middle, 3 wide across the line right there. Ryan Edwards' Kiss down on the inside. And then a little bit of contact with Hensley. Nuss hits the wall on the outside, comes all the way across, collects Vern Bradley. Like I said, Vern had no idea. Innocent bystander caught the brunt of that. Nuss, that machine's toast. Total wreck. Tough break for him. He was having such a great run. Lowell Jewell, poor Lowell, man, can't catch a break. He's going to have to do it again. Start up there on the outside. Now he's got Neff. Neff and Ryan Edwards' Kiss to deal with. Man, I just don't envy the man right now. He's got a lot of work left to do, and we'll restart with about 10 laps to go. That's just not a lot of time, James.
No, it's definitely not a lot of time, man. Lowell Jewell did not want to see that. He had gotten away with that last restart. He was going to be able to start working on Matt Hoos and try and take that lead away, but that yellow is going to hurt him. But Tim Knott's going to like it. I think that he's going to get the wave around this time around. He's going to rejoin the lead lap.
Yeah, that's going to work out for him. Persistence and hard work paid off tonight. Going to get a chance to restart on the lead lap. You never know what could happen here.
But yeah, look at Brian Neff and Ryan Edwards' Kiss, 3rd and 4th. Where did these guys come from? They've been real quiet here. We saw Ryan Edwards' Kiss up there earlier with that contact that sent him down into the inside wall there on the backstretch. Well, he's back with a new car, and he's up in 4th, and he's not out of this race yet, too. We know that Ryan Edwards' Kiss is one of the best at saving tires, and with these 100 laps, that's just going to suit his driving style even more.
Well, I'll tell you what, Neff right now looking to be the hard charger of the race as he took the EOL to start tonight, and that is all the way at the back. And right now finds himself sitting in 3rd. Not a bad run. We are side by side lining him up, which could be one more time. We'll have 10 laps to go. We're hoping maybe this will be the last caution we get. The next one could result in a very, very short race to the finish. Lowell Jewell getting a little bit of heat in those tires right now. The Ford Mustang pace car is in. We're going to restart hopefully one last time here. Lowell on the outside gets neck and neck there with Hoos. And there goes Hoos with another nice start. Those two break away real quick. Nice
Great
job
restart for
Lowell,
Lowell Jewell.
man.
Absolutely, that's what you want. And Ryan Edwards' Kiss, he's got to try and make that outside work. I don't know if he's going to. But Christopher Hensley is going to be on the inside him. A good battle going on here for 4th.
Tell you what, man, I think Lowell might have done some drag racing at one time or another because that reaction time looking pretty slick tonight. Lowell is just on the hammer, man. Really, really good stuff. Brian Neff, heck of a run, man. Up to 3rd. He's got to deal with Hensley. He's got a mirror full of them. Hensley weaving all over the track, just trying to find an opportunity to get in there. Only 8 laps left to go. 7 laps now. We go across lap 93. Lowell Jewell sitting in 2nd. But Matt Hoos, your leader, for 93 laps right now. Nobody is threatening
there on
him
the
yet.
bottom out of turn 2. He's sitting there right now, but no yellow. He's going to take a toe back. We stay green. Christopher Hensley in the inside. Brian Neff going to shut the door on him. Ryan Edwards' Kiss a little high going into turn 1, but the battle still continues as we have coming to 6 to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, tough night for Vern. Just a really tough night for Vern Bradley. One of those guys looking for better results this season, and really just not a good one tonight for him. Matt Hoos, still your leader. We're watching this race up here. The battle back for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place. Everybody.
Oh, Christopher Hensley inside contact. He's going to take that position, though, as Brian Ness going to go back all the way to 5th.
man. Yes, sir. The
Oh,
bullies.
Brian Edwards' kiss. A little hard in
Kiss.
there. Brian Neff's coming back.
Yeah, and Kiss almost really, really good save. Good racecraft
contact.
right there.
Poor Ryan Edwards' kiss. Contact with Ernie Brown going in there. Here comes Mike Holloway. Wow.
And all the while, Matt Hoos up front running away. 97 laps in the books. Lowell Jewell trying to catch him. Chris Hensley not going away either. Lowell got a really good run right there. This could be it. Lap 98.
Yeah, just 3 laps to go, Sean. And this race is not over. Lowell Jewell is hungry. He sees that red Zapple Ale there in front of him.
Oh,
and,
Hensley with the move. Oh, and Lowell is up into the wall.
Oh, no.
Contact between Lowell Jewell and Chris Hensley results in Lowell Jewell right turn into the wall. Right turn, Clyde. Man, he had hard. Lowell has his race ended right there in the middle of the turn with a hard shunt into the concrete. Man, what a finish. That's going to end the race.
Yes, we do have the replay up here. Christopher Hensley goes down low. Lowell Jewell's making that block, and Chris Hensley sticks it in there. And we see the end result with Lowell Jewell there in that outside wall.
Yeah, that wasn't pretty. I think you could. I'm going to do it. He stuck the landing. I'm sorry. It's a bad break for Lowell.
Well,
I picked to win this thing.
The good news is, Sean, that the race was a lot better than that joke just then. But, we do see Matt Hoos. He's going to lead and survive all 100 laps here for this 2016 Season 1 opener and come home your winner here tonight. Christopher Hensley, a nice, quiet race for him, but he's going to come home in second. Brian Neff, fantastic race for him. He's coming home in third.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hensley might have had a quiet race, but his finish was anything but quiet right there. Yeah, I think they'll be talking. They'll be talking about that there. And the finish, the checkered flag is out. That is it. Matt Hoos takes the big win. Chris Hensley going to come home in second, like you said there, James, and third place for Brian F. I know he's going to be tickled with that. It's much better than he finished last season. But I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll go away, come back here and talk to our podium finishers about tonight's race. We'll come back, we'll go through the lineup with you here and see where they all finished. Give us just a moment, and we'll be right back. And here we are, back at Martinsville, Virginia. The Outlaw 100 is in the books. Your race winner, Matt Hoos, I almost said 75. 100 laps, wire to wire. He does it. Chris Hensley, second place. Brian Neff, big night for him, finds himself on the podium. The Winn-Dixie 60 finishes third. Ryan Edwards-Kiss in the Home Depot, number 20, he finishes fourth. Mike Holloway, the number 4, fifth tonight. Ernie Brown, Frankenstein Racing, finishes sixth.
Tim Knott's going to come home in 7th place tonight. And number 41, Ryan Nuss, who's up there towards the front most of the race. Late race incident, he will come home in 8th. Ralph Connor Jr., good night for him. He comes home in 9th place. And Lowell Jewell, that big excitement that we had there towards the end, does not end up well for him. A great run for him, ends up in 10th place tonight. And then rounding out the field, we have the 14 of Vern Bradley. Very rough night for him. Donnie Moore, last season's champ, had those connections issues. He had to drop out of the race, and Brad Speidel bringing home the rest of the field there in 13th.
Well, it was a good one. We had a few caution flags, but I'll tell you what, that didn't hurt the racing. We saw plenty of it. I'll tell you what, that pack there, the top 6, really putting on some competitive racing, James, and we're going to take a moment to bring in our podium, talk to these guys. Brian Neff finishes third tonight. Great run for him, a rebound from previous season where he wasn't real happy with those results. But I got to tell you, Brian, you got to be pretty happy with tonight. What a run. You take that EOL to start the race, and then you find yourself here on the podium to finish. Good job, buddy.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sean. We were having some technical difficulties here since yesterday, and I had to unplug everything and run off of one monitor tonight, so it was a lot tougher than I'm used to.
Yeah, well, apparently that affected your last race, didn't it? The late model race just before?
Yeah, just all of a sudden last night I started having monitor issues, and I don't quite know what's going on yet, and last minute effort I unplugged everything and just tried running my middle monitor, and it ran fine the whole race. I just felt like I was blind in one eye, and that's hard to do, you know.
Yeah, well, I think our winner tonight might have been at least a little fuzzy in one eye too, so you guys wound up both on the podium, but starting with that EOL and having to come all the way through this field, you saw it all happen tonight. It was pretty crazy. As we're seeing your car here on the replay, it looks like you got to use that chrome horn just a little bit, and the rear end of the car looks like you might have been the recipient of the chrome horn a bit as well.
Well, like I said, with only having one monitor, of course, you know as well as everybody else that your depth perception changes. And there at the beginning on lap 1, I hit Vern, and we both spun. We were 6 seconds back, and before the first caution, we pulled down the back of the pack. So I was feeling really good. I just had to try and keep it clean, and like I said, it's a lot harder to keep it clean when you can't see. So I'm really happy with tonight.
Well, it was a great run. Always good to see the Winn-Dixie 60 up in the up on the podium. Congratulations. That's a great start to this season. I know you're certainly looking for a better result in this one, and we'll see you next week. And who knows, maybe you'll find your way up to victory lane, brother.
Yeah, if I get these goggles fixed, we might it might be a totally different show next week.
All right, well, we'll be looking for you. Thanks for coming in, Neff, and go have a good celebration, sir. That's going to do it for Brian Neff, your third place finisher tonight. We're going to catch up. James got a hold of Christopher Hensley. That team's down there celebrating. He's down there with the Teamsters now, having a little party. James, let's find out what Chris had going on tonight.
Yeah, and I have caught up with Chris Hensley. The 63 car started 6th tonight, was fastest in practice, comes home with the second place finish, but not without a lot of drama. Chris, first off, tell us what happened there on lap 98 there with Lil Jewel.
Well, I knew I had a faster car, and I don't know. I was trying to get to the inside of him. I thought I could get to the inside there. Actually being in the car, I felt like it was a lot worse than watching the replay, even though, I still was in the wrong. I should have should have just let him go and try it the next lap, but or the next corner. But I don't know. I feel bad for that one. I didn't. That was probably a stupid move on my part. I don't like doing that.
Yeah, but also at the same time, that is typical for short track racing, and when you then it's all on the line there towards the end. You got to make those moves, so I don't think anyone can blame you for that too. But you did have a great night out here tonight as well. You stayed real quiet until really towards the end of the race, and then all of a sudden here you come, and you're making passes left and right. You're making some real good moves on everyone, and you get up there towards the end. Tell us about your night, and what was your strategy that made you so quiet first on, but so strong there towards the end.
Well, I don't know. I love Martinsville. I love Martinsville. I was fast. I'm always usually pretty fast here. I like the place, and I guess I just drive it. I know how to drive it, and I think if I would have had another 25 laps, I'd have had a shot at winning the thing. But definitely don't like taking even second place like that. That wasn't cool.
Well, we do have the first race of the season. Lots of time here to let things develop throughout the year. But you start off really great. Second place finish to start out the year. What should we expect from number 63 this season?
Well, I'm gonna try to make every schedule, but you know how funds are and stuff. We'll see. Got a lot going on, a lot on my plate, but definitely gonna try to make it this season, every race, and run for the championship. Definitely like to do it here on GSRC for sure, but looking forward to the rest of the season. Hopefully I don't run into that situation anymore, but that's on me. So
yeah, and as with most racing for all of us here, this is a hobby, and sometimes real life does take precedence, but we do hope that you can make the entire season and make a good run for that championship. You had a great start to it tonight, but we do have Chris Hensley here. We do head to Stafford next week. It's a track that, not unlike Martinsville, kind of fast-paced, tight turns. You looking forward to heading there next week?
yeah, I mean, I got my places that I like. I really don't have nowhere that I don't like, other than maybe Irwindale, I think. Other than that, I mean, I just, you adapt. You go there, you adapt to what you got to do, and you go out and take care of business. It's obviously you got your favorite tracks, but other than that, there's only one track that I really don't like. So we'll go there, adapt, run the race, and see what happens.
So what you're saying is you'll be the first to go buy some sneakers there at the new mall that they're building. But Christopher Hensley comes home here, second place tonight, to start out the 2016 Season 1 Championship. Thank you, Chris. And I believe that Sean has gone down to victory lane and caught up with your winner, Matt Hoos.
Well, Matt, I guess we're going to start doing those pre-race interviews every week now. Is that going to be okay with you?
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm on board. We definitely can set that up.
Well, I'll tell you what, that seemed to be the plan for you tonight. There was really no looking back from that first green flag. They tried to get to you, but man, it doesn't look like anyone really had anything for you. What did it feel like in the car?
It was a little bit nerve-wracking, to be honest with you. I was trying to balance tire wear and trying to keep a little bit of space between them, and then I'd get that curb a little bit so they'd catch up, and then I'd have to pull away, and it was just really about a tire save race at this place. You just could not get in too hard.
Yeah, I got to tell you, though, we watched you from on board several times, and you really had a nice rhythm going. And it's so important, especially even more important now with 100 laps. That rhythm can really make the difference, can it?
Oh, for sure. If you were locking up the brakes and changing your lines, and that's the fastest way to wear out your tires. So it's all about being smooth on these long distance runs, and it don't hurt racing at Martinsville, where it's pretty much one groove, and if you can run that groove, you're not going to get past.
Well, we even made the super speedway comparison of getting left behind it certainly seemed like that outside groove, and especially if you got 2 tires off in the marbles. You talked about it in the pre-race interview about not getting up there. We certainly saw guys get shuffled up there and just get a couple of tires over there. Made the car extremely hard to handle. That was certainly a factor tonight. The extra 25 laps, are you feeling those extra 25 laps now, especially after running 100 laps in the previous race and now 100 here? How do you feel? Are you feeling a little bit differently tonight than you have in, let's say, last season?
Well, I think it's all this plays mind tricks with you. You get partway through the race and you look at the lap counter and it says 50, and you're like, oh man, I still got another halfway to go. And so it just kind of plays tricks with you. But I think it'll be good this season for the league. All the series we've done it in, Tuesday night stuff, the supers, the SKs, the cautions have been down. It's really been made for some better racing. I think it's people are showing more patience, and it's going to be a good season.
Well, you boys put on a great show tonight. The Reds Hard Ale Machine, the number 21, was hot here at Martinsville. We head into Stafford. You got anything for Stafford, buddy?
I sure hope so. I really love Stafford. It's one of my favorite tracks on here. But unfortunately, it's part of our league, and I love it. But after you win the race, you got to look forward to next week starting 10th. So it's nice to win, but you give yourself a lot of work the next week.
Yes, sir. You will have plenty of work to do when we go to Stafford, and we look forward to seeing you there. Congratulations on a fine victory and a great way to start a championship run. Really good job tonight, Matt. Congratulations. We'll see you next week, sir.
Thanks, Sean. And real quick, I want to congratulate all the guys in the league for a job well done this week. Been a real nice week. They're real nice races to start off 2016 with.
Well, that is great to hear. That means greater things to come. And we will do it here with you on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing channel. Can't wait to see it all next week at Stafford. Again, congratulations to Matt Hoos. Congratulations to the entire league on having a great week of races. James, man, that was quite a race tonight. But it's getting time to maybe wrap this up and put a pretty bow on it, sir. Give us your impressions of how things shook out tonight.
Well, Martinsville did not disappoint. It's a fantastic racetrack, and these guys put on a great show out here tonight. Even though that we saw, one guy dominate the race and lead all the laps, he was not comfortable that entire time, and I was definitely on the edge of my seat as that was going on. Lots of great battles, lots of real grungy battles too. But I'm real excited for this season coming up here. These guys always put on a great show. As you said, it feels like home here on Saturday night out here at the local short track. And these guys, I'm real excited to see who's going to be the person taking charge this season. We did see some really strong people out here tonight. Christopher Hensley, he might make a good showing this year too. So it's definitely going to be great to see who's going to take charge this season.
Well, we've seen Chris Hensley start strong before and then suffer a little bit of inconsistency and then maybe not being able to make a few races. Hopefully, this trend that he started tonight with a second-place finish will get him on pace to maybe challenge for a championship here, but who certainly does his best to make things right. James, next week we head to Stafford Motor Speedway, head to Stafford Springs, Connecticut, for the Opponent Wear 100, and man, that is going to be quite a race. Stafford, especially if they get a few more cars show up, it'll be fast, the racing will be tight, there'll be another groove to work with. That's not a one groove track there. That is going to be an exciting one. We can't wait to see it here on the Global Sim Racing channel next week.
Yeah, Stafford is a great track, and especially for these cars too. The modifieds just race really well at that track. Really looking forward to Stafford. I'm always excited to go to Stafford.
Well, James, thanks a lot. We really appreciate you having along this week, having you along here in the booth with me. I appreciate it every week with lots of people to thank. Our streaming equipment, iRacing.com, Motorsports Simulation, XSplit, Audio Technica Corporation, Aver Media USA. They're all right up there on your screen. Camera sets tonight, we talked about it earlier. The Ansel Adams of camera sets, Dougie Beard. Music brought to you by Eric Ekholm. You can find him at ericekholm.com, or Casey Lalonde also brings us some of this music. You can get him at caseylalonde.bandcamp.com. And yes, you can always stay up to date with us, the Global Sim Racing Channel, online at www.globalsimracingchannel.com, on Twitter at GSR channel, and I'm sorry, I blew that on the Twitter. Yeah, GSR channel, and facebook.com/Global Sim Racing Channel. More information about the Bootleg Racing Series, you can get them on Facebook at Facebook.com/Bootleg Racing League, or bootlegracingleague.com. Lots of information there about all the series they have going. Still taking drivers. Check them out. Come on. You could be on TV as well every week. Fans can read weekly race recaps written by Chris Wolfson at iRacing News and on pitroad.com. Again, next week we head to Stafford, Saturday, January 23rd, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you there, folks. Thanks for coming in, race fans. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and I'll see you on the track.